Hello, YouTubers. Hello, subscribers. Kisses to all of you. I hope that you're having a wonderful, wonderful Thursday. I am. Thank you so much. I have to keep an eye on her because Daddy is still working. And she's in there reading her book or on her iPad, one of them. Anyway, I had the most beautiful day ever. I want to congratulate the Texas Rangers for whooping butt and winning the World Series. With that effect, that caused my daughter not to have school tomorrow because there's some type of big parade here in Texas. It's almost like when the UK shuts down for the coronation, but not as big. But this is a big deal for us. And we're so proud of our Rangers. I am, because my husband's a big fan. And so me and Little Bit, I'll probably go to Chuck E. Cheese or find something to do because I got to keep her busy. She's one of those kids that has to stay busy. Well, since you mentioned my hat, I must tell you where I got it from. And I don't even believe it's mine. I believe it's my husband's. Let me tell you the story. One of my lovely subscribers sent me this big box. Big gift box. The biggest gift box I've ever seen in my life. Like, it's insane. And there was some beautiful gifts in there that I must share. Now, I did say that I would keep my subscriber anonymous, but I do want them to know that I am truly grateful for all these wonderful, explosive gifts. I mean, like one after another. Now, I was ripping things apart. Like, first, my subscriber was like, listen, you know, be careful. I put it in tissue and wrapped it up. Everything was perfect, intact, and everything ready for me to open. I ripped that sucker so open so fast. So, with that said, this probably is my husband's hat, but no. As you can see, it's mine now. And normally, I wouldn't wear any of my gifts, like one that I'm going to show you that I also got in my gift box is this cashmere sweater. And look how cool it is. My name is on there, Murray. Isn't that beautiful? I love it so much, and I want to wear it so bad. But I just don't want it to get messed up. You know how you want to preserve it because you love it so much? Anyway, I'm going to put it with the rest of my collection. And my hat will go there too. In my little glass case I'm going to have, along with my notes and everything that comes along with it, because I got a beautiful note from my subscriber that I'm going to read to myself. And look what she sent Kira. I believe this is Kira's. And no, I believe it is. It could be Rocky's. I have to ask. Because, like I said, I was ripping off stuff. But I'm going to give it to Kira. Isn't that so cute? His name is Nessie. Aww. Look at his hat. I mean, oh, God. And look, check this out. Now, I know this is for Kira. Isn't that cute? If I could fit it. Poor Kira. No. Isn't that adorable? And she picked the perfect size. Kira will be able to wear this. She got her to. She'll be able to wear this after she turns 4. And then I got the perfect tights to go underneath it and the perfect shirt. And I'm planning on posting the outfits as she wears them on my community. She didn't, my subscribers did not leave anyone unturned. Look what she did for puppy Rocky. Rocky Doolittle. She's got him his favorite treats. His meaty treats. And when he doesn't get his treats, she must already know. He does that little squeaky noise in the back, and you're like, are you hurting your dog? No, that's Rocky wanting treats. I mean, she went all out. Okay, and look at all this candy. I don't know if she knows that I love candy, but she stacked it up. I will share with my husband. Oh, one more treat for Rocky. Then, I believe this might be my husband's books, but it could be mine. Like I said, I was ripping things open, so I will need to get with them and find out. But this is Bernard Cornwell, The Pale Horseman, The Last Kingdom, The Lords of the North. I don't know who the book is for, but I know me and my husband will read it because we both like to read and we love history and so forth. So thank you so much for my book collection. Isn't that awesome? I still have more to show you. I still have one more to show you. This is Kira's. I know this is Kira's. It's a suitcase, and then it opens up, and then it has books inside. It has like a little storytelling, and we're gonna rock this. I kind of want to put everything in my case, but I can't because they specifically told me to give to the person that I'm supposed to give it to. It's gonna be very difficult because it's mine. But I will share. Thank you. Kisses to you. You made my day. You made my Christmas. You made my year. You made everything. All of you always do. The money, the time, the effort, the thought, the things that you guys do to send me things. It's just overwhelming. I am overwhelmed, grateful for all of it. Thank you so, so, so very much. Oh, God, thank you, thank you. What a sweetheart. You know, I can't wait to get my mom on the phone and show her everything. I think their favorite is going to be, yep, I know it, hands down. Oh, my God. I'm going to sit him here with me. He might as well. Let him hang out. Okay, let's get to Meghan and Harry, but let's do some housekeeping, okay? Because the oldest son of Donald Trump was in court the other day, and basically Donald Trump is in trouble for, this is how I'm understanding it, is that he embellished on his income. Like he said he was making billions or millions, but he wasn't. And those business deals are, you know, something's happening. So they're testifying. They have to testify against their father, or that's pretty much what's going on. And to my understanding, guilt has already been established. They're just going through some preliminaries. So I could be wrong. So check it out if you're more interested in it. But that's what's going on. But what I did get out of it is that Donald, I believe that's his name, is Junior, and I hope I'm saying his name correctly because I just heard him say it, was kind of laughing at court the other day, joking and stuff like that, which is nothing wrong with it. It's not like he's on trial for something like, you know, bad, you know, not bad, but you know what I mean. Like, you know, felony or something like that. Anyway, or whatever. My point is that I think there's some trouble there. There's always been. I know that they're trying to keep him off the ballot. And we'll see what happens. Matthew Perry passed away. I never watched the show Friends, but it sounds like he was much beloved character, and he had a good heart, and I heard he just wrote a book about his struggles, and I'm finding out that even though you can be through with your struggles, you can still struggle with it. So may he rest in peace, and I pray for his family. Let's get started. I did an article. There was an article on Meghan and Harry the other day. And the first thing I thought about was, okay, here we go again with Meghan and Harry pretending like they're not the two that leak things, and not the two that blame and point fingers and bring attention to themselves and bring attention to unwanted news like the Megxit. Why are we talking about Megxit again? As if Meghan and Harry wants to bring that back up and to remind us why they left. Because you know why I think that's coming up is because I think that they need to point the blame somewhere so that they can look like they're looking good in society, or looking good as far as the royal family. Like they didn't do anything wrong. That's my point. And then they tried to say that they were forced out. And this is where I believe Tyler Perry comes in, because I was confused why Tyler Perry was saying that they shouldn't be forced to have to stay, you know, somewhere where they're not happy. He just saw two people in love. I'm going to bring up the article. He was talking about how Meghan and Harry were so in love, and that he thought that the royal family and everyone was keeping these two from exploring their love and doing what they wanted to do, because they were pretty much trying to say that they were withholding money for security and didn't want Meghan and Harry to leave, and almost blackmailing, almost. Because if you think about it, that is it. Well, if you leave, I'm going to cut you off. No more money for you and Meghan. Harry, if you leave the royal family, then you're not getting any more money. Period. This article. And I'll keep going in and I'll come back to Darren Woodin. And, you know, if you leave, you're not going to get any of these things. And instead of her realizing that the job, her not working as a working royal, or being over there or supporting their queen or doing what she said that she was going to do, and decided to split off on their own, instead of her doing what she wrote that letter and said, told the queen that all this stuff, she was going to hit the ground running and all this other stuff. She chose not to do that because they put out a statement stating that they were done with royal life and they wanted to live a private life. And so that was the understanding that I got, or we all got, when she posted that information. But even during that time, the queen said, you can still go and continue to act. And I'm sure the reason why Queen said that is because Meghan was complaining about how she had to give up acting for Harry. If Meghan was really giving up acting, Meghan wasn't giving up anything. It was giving up on her. It was leaving. Suits, it's gone. Where is it now? Right? Suits was ending, and she knew it, and she ran off to get her something else going on because Hollywood was over. Oprah wasn't calling her. She didn't know Tyler Perry, and she wasn't hanging out with Beyonce at the concerts and stuff. Like, she wasn't doing any of those things. She was in Canada on a D-list show that some people enjoyed and most of us knew nothing about. And the queen said, you can continue to do that since you're whining about it and crying about it. Continue to do what you want to do. But no, she needed to convince us that the royal family did something mean and evil to her, which is deprived her, what, of $700,000 or $800,000 that she thinks that she's entitled to when she just married a prince that she just married into a family 15 minutes ago. Now she got her hand out, talking about what she won't, what she was promised. And so now they were in breach of a contract. First of all, no one was in a breach of no kind of contract. Meghan treated the royal family like it was a business. She walked in there, she treated Queen Elizabeth, the whole shebang, like a business. Because how could Sandringham now, because she goes in, and I want to go back to Tyler Perry. She goes in and she says they were forced out. Prince Harry and Meghan were forced out of the Sandringham agreement. Their agreement to what? to stay in the royal family after a year or to come back or whatever after a year? What was the agreement? No, this was the agreement that Harry and Meghan had came up with and said they were going to have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. And the Queen said, we will give you a year to decide. And when they decided that they didn't want to do it, then this was the results. Not this cockamaniac story that Meghan and Harry wants to conjure up and believe that the aide, a whole aide was, an aide, Dan Wooden, was responsible for Megxit. I thought it was the suicidal. I thought it was the racism. Oh, maybe it was a collaboration of it all. You know, she tries to kill 2 or 3 stones at once, but that's not what she's talking about. She's not talking about the racism. She's not talking about suicide and how lonely she was. No, she's attacking the press again. As if the press had control over her life. They control where you go and what you do and what you say and how you say it. So she's trying to say in this thing that the aide leaked some information to Dan Wooden about Archie's nanny situation, which has nothing to do with what? What does Archie's nanny have to do with them breaking the deal? And I don't want to go all into it, and I'm not reading why their reasons, because their reasons doesn't make sense. It's just the blame and the pointing the fingers of it all. And to make it confusing to most, so some people can, because when I first saw this, I said, oh, I don't care. I said, I don't care. I don't care about this article. Then I saw highlights of the article, and I said, okay, here go Harry and Meghan again with their shenanigans. And this is why people don't like them, because they have not stopped attacking the royal family. They have not stopped going after people and blaming and whining and pretending like they had the worst life of it all. When Meghan has never even been in that type of situation to even have a moment to know what it felt like to be royal, to have money falling at her feet, to have clothes coming at her every which way, to wear a tiara that's worth millions. I mean, she wasn't in that society. She wasn't in the celebrity society. She was in the D-list celebrity. So when she came on board and started demanding and asking and blackmailing and bullying people into thinking that she was entitled to all this stuff was just shocking to me. Like, who in the hell do you think you are? Even if Charles told you that he was going to give you, let's just round it off to $1 million, and he decided not to, so what? Look what you've done to your family and your father. You cut him off without a word, and you're not sharing your millions with him. Oh, no, he gets nothing. But old Doria, she gets new outfits and new hairdos and she knows the Kardashians, and she's at the Beyonce concert. She should be ashamed of herself walking around, reaping the benefits of what he should be getting. The husband, the father. But you know what? He's not after that. He was after spending time with his grandkids and seeing his daughter. Especially after she done married a prince he's never met. But she's so loving and caring, and she has this big heart. And she's that stupid Sussex squad. Ernest is over there with his cult-like thing going on, talking about hail to the Queen. You better support her. You better get y'all pocketbooks out. Y'all better get y'all wallets out. Y'all better get ready to support her. She's going to need it. Because she's not coming from this hole. No. Because she keeps doing it to herself. And so Tyler Perry was like, oh, poor Meghan. I'm going to come save her. And so Tyler Perry told us he didn't think it was right for King Charles to withhold, I guess, the $700 million that he said he was going to give Mary and Meghan, and then, you know, not giving it to him, breached the contract, and now it was all, and guess what it was over? The nanny and the leaking and Dan Wooden. That's that stupid stuff. And if Tyler Perry hadn't been so wrapped up in, oh my God, she's the Duchess of Sussex, he would have been able to shake her off and realize that she was using him. She was using him like she was using those celebrities that came. She used every one of them that went to her wedding. They were being used. And you can't tell me she wasn't calling them when she got back over here, asking them, hey, how you doing? Because after she invited them to her wedding, she felt like she had a connection with them and they were best friends. And Oprah got really in good with her. She even introduced Tyler Perry to her. And so Tyler Perry said, well, because this is how Oprah's MO. She sees something like the Maui and realize, oh, I can help. I can do publicity off of this and see I'm doing something to help the people. This will be a great idea. The Maui, I switched it. The Maui. Then get on there with this great idea and start asking us people that need to be asking Oprah for some money. Hey, can you lend us $1 or $2 while you're asking us? She asked us, and then she involved The Rock, Dwayne Wayne, an innocent bystander that got caught up in Oprah's little idea. And she was over the idea. He just trusted her, I believe, and said, okay, I'm with you, Oprah. I'll give $5 million too, or I'll do this too. Nope. Then the reason why she pulled Rock in it, because one, he lives over there, and two, she wanted his money. I believe there's some cheapness going on with Oprah for her to have to call a friend. Now, I don't mind her doing that, but what she did was she put her friend Dwayne Wayne smack dead in the middle of her mess. And you know what he said? He said, I'm sorry, I've learned from my mistake. I should have never have done that. He realized and he listened to his critics, unlike Oprah. Oprah came back on her CBS Friends show to tell everybody that came out against her that she wasn't expecting all this vitriol. And it felt really, you know, I did a video on her. It's talking about the very people that were calling her out. And instead of her listening, instead of her understanding that, she ended up losing people more. You lose people when you push back on those that normally support you. But oh well. And I know I went off into Oprah, but I just wanted to bring that up on how she uses people. Because that's how she used Tyler Perry. And how Tyler Perry got connected with Maghen because of the Oprah show. The Oprah do. Yeah. Oh, I can meet with her. She probably wants to meet. Maghen wants to meet with you, Tyler Perry. She's, you know, I would love to meet her. I would love to meet Maghen, the Duchess of Sussex. This D-lister. Now she's married to a prince. Then he gets on there on the docuseries, Tyler Perry. And he starts talking about he just sees two people in love, and he pretty much said that they were being blackmailed into staying into the royal family. People shouldn't have to be forced to stay somewhere where they shouldn't. That's what Tyler Perry said. In other words, he got that information from Maghen. Maghen told them that, hey, they want us to stay in there. We have to, if we don't stay in there, then we won't get the security. But I don't want to stay in there. I don't, because they've done this, and this, and this, and this to me. And just because they're going to do that doesn't mean I want to stay. She's got too many stories flying up and down these highways. But the main one is the victim. And for some odd reason, Tyler Perry thought that she was being forced to stay in the royal family, and she wasn't. She just wanted us to believe that she had a reason to leave. Nope. And the reasons that she left for the main reason why we're talking about her all the time is to be branded. It's to be this star. It's to make a whole bunch of money. It's to be this most famous person in the world. Okay, let's move on. Prince Harry and Meghan were forced out of the Sandringham agreement to continue in public service from Canada when his father pulled the plug on funding. His father was pulling the plug on funding anyway. I am not going to continue to support you for the rest of your life if you can't contribute to the family business. Because the people that pay the family business is not going to allow you to collect, Meghan and Harry. And so there's nothing I can do about that. I can't take care of you across the pond. They knew that when they put that statement out there. But oh no, we're going at it alone. We're doing it ourselves. If you were doing it yourselves, then why are you putting out statements? You were forced out and the agreement was over because the funding was gone. What funding? She act like this is the kicker. She act like she's been funded since before she met Harry. She act like she knew everything about the workings and ins and outs on how she's supposed to receive money and security while she with Harry. Because she did most of the talking on the Oprah show. She told Oprah how it worked. Harry didn't. Harry came in at the end just to say, yep, she's right. I agree with her because he's lost all himself. No, she set the tone. She started talking about the history. She started talking about the racism. She started talking about stuff. She talked. No, but they left. They had to pull out. Like it was a business deal. Like there was some type of business. Not a family, but a business. Okay. Now, Dan Wooden, I don't know what he has to do with Meghan and Harry leaving the UK, but some kind of way, him and an aide is the main reason why Meghan exited. There was a leak. And then when that leak came about the nanny, because this is a stupid stuff, it followed news that a partner of a key aide to Prince William received some money from the Sun, allegedly, for stories about the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, when Wooden was executive officer. So during that time, when Dan was over there, Meghan and Harry is lying, because I don't believe nothing they say, that one of the aides was connecting with him and paying him money for stories that were leaked to him. And then he printed it. Check out what the story was about. They told how the payments provoked panic at the Sun. I'm not going there because the Sun has not said that. The payments allegedly related to stories about Archie's nannying and godparent arrangements. Who cares? Raise your hand if you care about that nanny situation and about that other stuff that they mentioned. That's that stupid stuff. And so you go through all that, Sandringham, the contract is over, Dan Wooden, the aide got all of this, all that for something that didn't even hold water. Nannying and grandparents. So what? Obviously, none of that is really going on because Meghan was head back over here. This is just that conjured up. Let's conjure up a good reason, Harry, so people won't be looking at us weird. This is a weird story. Who cares? So everybody's supposed to care about this nanny story. That means nothing. And that just totally shook up Harry and Meghan to where they couldn't do it anymore and they were cut off from their families. Meghan works strategic. She ties stories into stories. She said the family was racist and in tangent that they wasn't going to get the titles. Okay? Had nothing to do with none of that. That's that stupid stuff. Just like this. She mexed it because of Dan Wooden and the A's leaking. And then they got paid for it. See how it goes into that stupid stuff? They got paid for it. And it was all because something was leaked about Archie's nanny. Who's the leaker? Who leaks everything? And then who blames everybody else for leaking? The first time I heard about anything leaking was when Harry and Meghan started lying, talking about the aides were leaking, because Meghan had to get out there and get her story out there because the aides had already said that they called her Duchess difficult because she was over there bullying them. And so she fired back by saying, oh, they're leaking stories, just like she lied on the Beckhams. That's why the Beckhams is over there hanging out with King Charles and being promoted. Are they working royals? Is the Beckhams working royals? Can we add that to their list? Now, Meghan and Harry has been put under others because of their lies and their shenanigans. And the Beckhams have been put under, they are the new ambassadors or something. Can't tell me Harry's not having a bad day. And you can't give it to Harry, because he's at Kevin Costner's event and the Kardashians event and Invictus. He's got his other little charity stuff that he's doing. Okay, and something about they didn't figure out some. Byline Times has uncovered new photographic evidence of Wooden, the aide, and the aide's partner at a lavish private birthday party. What does him being at a birthday party and the aide being there got to do with anything? That's Meghan again. This is Meghan. This reminds me of Meghan. The 2-hour car chase in Manhattan, 2-hour car chase, paparazzi, police everywhere for 2 hours. They couldn't get home. This sounds just like that story. And listen, Prince Harry sent formal letters before action detailing the claims without Wooden in the palace. Listen, Harry has been fighting, suing, scratching walls, and clawing at anything and anyone that touches Meghan to defend her, to help her, to guide her, to lead her, to do whatever she needs to make her happy. And he has failed at every cost. And he continues to fight, sue, and do whatever it takes. Samantha is coming for you guys. I heard that she has to go and talk. She should be. And she should not be placed in a situation where she's above it. She defamed her sister on TV. Let's move on. Okay. Yeah, moving on from some of it. Here's where it starts getting stupid. And it makes no sense. Because the aide doesn't have anything to do with Meghan and Harry's financial situation. They didn't have anything to do with it then. And they don't have anything to do with it now. And this is how Meghan and Harry twist stories and try to make it about them to make it sound more elaborate. Make it sound more just stupid. When the aide's name was removed from the legal letters, the Sussex were cut adrift. Now, they got that from them idiots over there, talking about they were cut adrift. Cut what? They cut you because you walked out. You're under other. No one's stupid. Just like Catherine said, recollections may vary. They keep being confused about the story that they want us to know. If you didn't mean that you wanted to go off and make your own money on your own, then why did you put it in there? Nope, they were cut adrift. This is where Tyler Perry comes in at. Oh, I didn't want to see anyone cut off, or, you know, like Harry was destitute. His mother left him millions. I heard Meghan didn't have a dime. I heard that she had a little apartment and she had $2 or $3, but she didn't have anything to contribute at the time. And so, Harry, let's trash your family and make money. I don't care. I don't love them. I don't care about them. They don't mean anything to me. This is a business. It's about making money. This isn't about love and family and relationships. Screw that. Well, of course it wasn't, because if it was about family and love and kindness and stuff, she wouldn't have did the Oprah show. But Oprah was so eager to let her tell her truth. Okay, the Sussexes were cut adrift financially and left unable to protect themselves despite having a security threat. No one put a gun to their heads and told them to leave out of the royal kingdom. No one put a gun to Meghan's head to make her marry Harry and to marry Harry and to be with this family if she didn't want to. She went in there head first, willing and eager, and fast at it, trying to marry this prince as quick as possible, have this child as quick as possible, so she can get herself back over here and play these games and think that, oh, it too shall pass. And it's not. It's going to constantly show the deceptive, the grifter, the con artist, the nastiness of it all inside of you. If you didn't want to be a part of this family, then you shouldn't have said, I do. And you shouldn't have did it as that fast. You didn't know anything about Harry. All you knew is that he was as powerful. He's not that, as you can see. That he had a name that you could use. The Duchess of Sussex. How dare you use that racist name? But you do. You're entitled to it. You think you're entitled to... They cut us off. No, they cut... If anything, they cut the son off. They didn't cut you. You're not. It's interesting how she thinks that she can continue to get all the perks, all the entitlements, all the royalnesses of it all. They cut us off. No, you were invited in and you mistreated it. And so you got it by default, by marriage. And so we didn't get cut off. Maybe Harry may have gotten cut off, but we was never a part of it. You were a bystander. You were some Jezebel. You were a leech hanging on to the lottery ticket. And now you're talking about what they did to you as if you were born in it. That's what kills me, is that as soon as she walked into it and they gave it to her all, she claimed it. That's what I'm saying. If she became a senator, she would be giving back the Duchess of Sussex. Are you kidding? We would be calling her the Duchess of Sussex / Senator Maghen the Duchess. She's going to keep adding this to her resume, but her resume has slowed down. And them little offers that she's getting, it's not enough. They're not throwing those millions out there. And you know we're all waiting on that big name. And I'm sure WME said, listen, you better go out there and smooch with the Kardashians. Because, listen, you on Skid Road. This is it, honey. You created that. Let's move on. Let's say this again. When the A's name was not removed from the legal letters, the Sussexes were cut adrift financially. You wasn't cut adrift financially. You put it in a statement. She put, just like South Park said, we want privacy. We want privacy. We want to be alone. We don't want nobody messing with us. We want to go off to the... This is how they talk to us in that statement. We're going to continue to do our charity, Invictus and all of that, and support the Queen. But we're going to come over here and live a quiet life. And it may not even be quiet, but we're going to come over here and do our thing. That's not what you did. You came over here and you made money on the fact that you trashed the family. You dramaed it. And this is a part of it because they didn't leave you adrift. Your husband had $30 million. And if you felt like you were going to be left alone, then why didn't you sit yourself down somewhere and continue to reap the benefits of being a princess by marriage only? No, you were trying to skedoodle over here so you can start yourself. You've already kicked Harry to the curb and told everybody, listen, we're branding by ourselves. I am no longer royalty, which is stupid because he is the reason why he is the reason. So I don't know what Kelly Rowland is talking about. She's always been royalty. That's a bunch of BS. And it doesn't make sense. Royalty doesn't act like that. Royalty starts from within. All I've known is for the royals to care and give and do. And she is the opposite of that. That is not royalty. That's that fake Montecito stuff. No, nobody cut you off. You cut yourself off. You decided to leave. You decided to be under the word others. You decided to get on the Oprah show and say that you wanted to be free. Because they were feeding you to the wolves. If they were feeding you to the wolves, then you did what you needed to do. You needed to leave. But then don't turn around and say, we left, and then, but they didn't support us when we left. They did support you. He paid for it up until a certain amount of time out of the goodness of your heart, because I would have, 2 weeks servant's pay. That's all y'all get. Out. No, Harry probably didn't went through his trust fund. I heard that Meghan is spending money and Harry's like, wait a minute, slow down. Why? Y'all they made all that money off the royal family. I believe that there's tension because of finances. But Meghan's not leaving Montecito. She's getting closer and closer to her dream. And she's got to make that money. No, but they kicked out. Tyler Perry, they cut them off. So Tyler Perry came to the rescue. Tyler Perry, did you know Harry had $30 million? Oh, okay. Maybe not. But even if he didn't know, Tyler Perry was under the impression that they were being blackmailed into staying in the royal family because the royal family didn't want them to leave. And then Meghan gets on there and says they fed us to the wolves. As if they were torturing her and doing it on purpose and then making her live with it. No, that's something she would do. That's not what real people do. Unable to protect themselves despite having a security threat level equal to the monarchy. So now, Harry and Meghan, not only did they leave and blame the royal family, then they wanted to put icing on the cake to remind everybody else. And we had threats just like they did. In other words, Meghan says on the docuseries, why don't we have security like they have security? Isn't our lives worth something? They wasn't going to give any security to Archie. See, she thought she was going to get security after she had Archie. You would have had security with Archie if you had to sit down and be still and do what you said, all this stuff that you said you was going to do, lied and say, Queen, I'm going to do all this for you. I'm going to go on your world tours. I'm going to do this. I'm going to treat you right. I'm going to be the best daughter-in-law ever. No, honey. She on here blaming y'all. Blaming y'all for jacking up the contract, which is that stupid. She said the same stuff on the docuseries. How that since it was leaked, you know, they had to run to Canada. Since it was leaked, they had to run to the United States. That's Meghan making up. That's her making up stuff. You ain't got to run nowhere because people going to find out where you're at anyway because you're a royal. So how can it be leaked that you went to Africa, that she went to California, as if no one's going to know? And I heard that she leaked where she was at Tyler Perry's house because she wanted people to know that he was her friend. No, First, she says that they forced them out. She's strategic. They forced her out because they had to cancel it because of the contract, because of the aid, and Dan wouldn't. So that went down because of that. And the main reason behind that was because of the nanny. Check this story out. It was the nanny, and Dan wouldn't. They had, it was the aide, and they got together, wrote a story about Archie. Don't nobody care. So that ruined everything, and the contract was void. So now she has to stay in LA. But not until what did they say? They were cut off financially. Whew, because of all that. It was their fault. Some kind of way, the leak, the money being, and the Archie and the parent stuff, some kind of way, Meghan and Harry got in trouble, because this is a stupid story, got in trouble for that, and they got cut off financially from Charles, and he cut them off for $700,000 to $800,000. That ain't no money. That wasn't going to keep them secured. What was going to keep them secured is them to get somewhere and sit down. They created the issue. Now they're trying to rewrite the story. No, we're going to tell the story, because the story don't go that way. The story is going just how I'm saying it, allegedly. No, we were cut off. You never had it. She never had it. She was never a royal. She was born in it. They gave it to her because she was a princess, because of Harry. And now she felt entitled to it. Her son, her kids, they're threatening us. And then she compares her life she compares her whole, Harry's and her life, to the monarchs. Two non-working royals that have left and hit the road. She's comparing her situation to the monarchy. Why would you deliberately put your family at harm if you knew you were getting threats and you needed security, because they didn't cut you off until you left? That's key. Because she's trying to make it seem like Harry and they got cut off. But even so, they sound like two whiny brats, entitled brats, as if their parents are supposed to take care of them for the rest of their life. They're two grown people. No, now that she became extra famous because she has a prince for a son, she needs all this extra security. Now they're at risk. Look, she ain't at risk over there in California. Nobody's going over there. I ain't coming from Texas, rolling over there, trying to see where she lives and stuff like that. People don't do that. She lives in a secluded, barricaded area where people are not riding up and down the streets like myself looking over there. No. They have security within their own security. But she needs special because she's a royal now. Because Harry wasn't cut off until he met her. Harry has lost everything. His friends, his dignity, his titles. He's an other. His friends, his family, his dignity. All for who? For this woman. Poor Harry. I used to feel sorry for him, but I don't anymore because he's staying too long. He has permission to get the hell out of that dysfunctional relationship. We're unable to protect ourselves, even though the security threat is just like the monarchy. You don't know that. Don't be comparing your situation to theirs. No. No one's trying to get to you, Meghan, as if you're King Charles. If they was, then why wasn't they out there during when they went to New York City? Where was the crowd? Where was her crowd? Where was the people with the flags? He's so cute. He keeps looking at me and I'm like, he's so cute. Anyway, The royal household had thought the threat of exposing would force Harry and Meghan to return to the UK, where their profile would be controlled, preventing them from something. I don't know what that means. But it drove a wedge. Okay, listen, here it is. Here it is. It wasn't the racism. It wasn't the racism. The racism wasn't the reason why it drove a wedge. The book, Netflix, none of that. None of that was the reason. No, what drove a wedge, Maghen, is you and your cuckoo of a husband came over here lying and still is. Or this article is coming from what? The docuseries? But it drove a wedge to the royal family and set in train events leading to Prince Harry's book. He approved that. This didn't lead to Prince Harry's book. What led to Prince Harry's book is Meghan and that money. Meghan wanted money. They saw dollar signs. They saw the millions flowing in. Let's do it. They're going to pay us millions. Let's talk. They're going to pay us millions. Let's talk. This didn't lead to Spare. Harry's just trying to, some kind of way, soften the book. No, Spare is out. Spare will always be out. You will always be marked that you wrote that sad book of a story and called it a memoir. Because if that's all you think about your childhood and your life, you had you're living a sad existence. Because he said nothing nice or good about anyone in that book. Not one. There was no fuzzy moment. The only fuzzy moment that he tried to slip in there is that dead. Listen to me. As my mama would say. That dead relationship that was dead in the beginning. It wasn't no good in the beginning. It was dead then. It's dead now. They tried to have a conversation with us in that book, docuseries, and the Oprah show. Like they were so in love and they're this wonderful couple. And I ain't feeling it. I'm not feeling the love. I'm not feeling this romance. I see a sad person. A sad Harry that jacked up his life for this woman. But it drove a wedge through the royal family and set in train events. This is Maghen. In tandem. Remember when she was on the Oprah show and she said, where there was talks in tandem about his skin color and how dark his skin color would be. And, you know, and the titles. Did you hear that? Now listen to this. But it drove a wedge through the royal family and set in train events leading to Prince Harry's book, Spare. So now they're trying to tell us that Dan Wooden, the aide, this leak, all of this, Sandringham, all of that was the cause of him writing that book. What does that book got to do with Catherine, William, and King Charles and any of them? It didn't lead to that book. That didn't lead to a book. So that led him to say nasty and filthy and disgusting things about his family and himself and others. This is that Maghen Sepper. This is her meal for us. But it drove a wedge through the royal family and set in train events leading to Prince Harry's book. No, the book, baby, the book was before they even, I believe, left the UK. No, this is just an excuse to write it. This is just given that that's what Maghen does. She makes excuses to do what she wants to do. She makes excuses and think that it's okay to get on the Oprah show and say nasty things about her sister because of whatever reason, because she doesn't know her, because she's not her real sister, and think that society is going to take nicely about that, or say something about how dead her dad is after he didn't have some strokes. But since he did all of that and almost ruined her wedding and all, but it drove a wedge through the royal family. Meghan drove a wedge through the royal family, and it said that's how it should read. And that's what's going to be the title of my book. Sorry, my title of my video. Meghan drove a wedge through the royal family and set in train events leading to Prince Harry's book Spare, a string of high-profile commercial media deals, and ongoing bad blood in the British monarchy. Meghan drove the wedge between the royal family and set in motion events that started Harry's book, a string of high-profile commercial deals, Netflix, Spotify, Oprah, and ongoing bad blood that Meghan created. This is all that. Listen, I'm out of here, guys. Thank you so much, subscriber, for my lovely, lovely gifts. Let me show you her skirts again. They're so cute. They're so adorable. I duly, truly, truly appreciate them. You will see me in this hat again. Have a wonderful weekend if you don't see me in a couple of days. I really hope you enjoy this. And I want to say thank you to all my subscribers. Don't forget to hit like, share, and comment. And hey, I did get a boost. I need about 900 more subscribers before I get to 3,000. I think I'm going to hope I make it by December. Kisses to all of you. Also, too, I'm getting ready to do something really big in my book. I could get in trouble for it, but we'll see. And I'm going to talk to legal about it and see if there's something I can do. But I hope I'm able to do it, and I want to do it the way I want to do it. And when I get through with it, I'm going to need your support, guys, so much. Kisses to all of you. Have a wonderful weekend.